Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions about your service business and we've got your answers. Today's question comes from Scott. He wants to buy a brand new shiny car. He wants to go on debt to do it, and his business is still struggling. All right, so Scott sent me a message about 3 or 4 days ago. It basically goes like this. Hey Joe, my business is struggling and I'm wondering if you can help me with that. And oh, by the way, I have got my eye on this car I've been wanting to buy for a long time. I've been in business for 3 years and I keep promising myself that I'm gonna buy this car. And I just really, really want it and I haven't done that yet. Can you help me with my struggling business? This kind of got under my skin a little bit, and I asked him a couple questions, and I tried to set him straight with being nice, but he was gonna, when he means buy the car, of course, he means go and get a loan, and then pay a monthly fee for that. And then on top of that, his business is struggling because he's only been doing this for about 3 years. And in the first year, he was kind of half doing it while he was working some other job, and now he's 2 years in and he's making barely enough money to survive. Of course, the first question I asked him was, have you separated your personal and business finances? And he said no. He was actually just taking money out of the business and then paying his rent and paying his gas money and that kind of stuff. So obviously there's a lot of things going wrong here, right? And one of the things that I'll just be quick about is the finance situation. Most of you guys who follow us have this taken care of, but I am surprised by how many people don't. Making sure that you're paying yourself a reasonable wage. You don't have to starve necessarily, especially if the business is doing well, but let's be realistic about it. Let's be consistent about it. Let's get it on the books, right? So that's first thing. Second thing, personal debt. I am not a fan. If you listen to me on social media at all, every once in a while this issue comes up and I am just all about no debt is good debt. And I know that there's a lot of people who leverage business debt, and I'm not gonna have those discussions. To me, it's a no-fly zone. From a personal level though, even most entrepreneurs agree personal debt generally is bad. And man, get a clunker. If you can't afford a real car, then just figure out something that you can buy that you can drive around in. A vehicle is the worst investment you can make. It's the worst thing you can do with your cash. If your joy is cars, that's awesome. And if you can throw down 100 grand on an awesome vet, like, more power to you, man. I'd be happy for you the day you drove that off the lot, but I'm never gonna encourage you to buy that car when you're not ready or when your business is just getting started. From a personal point of view, I'm not a big fan of the debt. If you love cars, if you love the flash and the bling, that's cool, dude. I'm all about that. I'll high five you at the end, but don't do it on debt. You'll kill yourself. You'll stifle what little grasp you have on self-control, and the whole reason you're doing this business is to stay in control. So, debt aside. Now, from a business point of view, you've only been going for 3 years, right? You're 2 years really into it. But I don't hear a lot of motivation from you, and that concerns me. You really have to be strong-willed about your dedication and separating your business and personal finances, and then rolling whatever profit you get from the business back into the business to continue to build it so you can move from tech to exec. Because at the end of the day, you want other people running this for you. And the more that you steal from your business, the more you take out more than you need to survive, man, the more you're stifling your growth, and you're actually taking away from yourself in years to come, because it's all about speed to begin with. You got to get something up fast and get a handful of employees working from you. Otherwise, you're going to burn out over time. The long haul on this, you ask some of the old timers who are still single owner operators, a lot of those guys went through the employee struggle and then kind of downsized it over the years. But man, it's a tough road to hoe when you're doing it all by yourself. So that's where I'd encourage you to focus on, right? Growing your business, rolling that money back in, taking only what you need. Focus on the reason why you're doing this. If you're gonna be a successful entrepreneur, you have got to make sacrifices, especially early in the game. If you don't wanna make money for other people, you've gotta make at least enough to survive. Cool. And then whatever you can rolling back into the business. Like rice and beans and rice and, top ramen and cereal sandwiches, like whatever you can muster up. Like, you got to scrape. The first 5 years of ServiceMonster, we were not profitable, and we sacrificed a ton. We reduced our salaries way down. A lot of us didn't even take salaries at all. We worked out of someone else's home. We sacrificed. I had a family, and my wife sacrificed. That's how you build something. You have to put something into it. If it was easy, man, everybody would have their own business and they'd be making $1 million a year. That's not how it works. Why? Because you've got to dedicate yourself to the task, and you got to really focus on what you need to do and stay disciplined. So anyway, kids, I kind of wanted to rant on that for a minute, but I know most of you guys are out there working hard. I don't want to necessarily say that you've got to throw all down and there's no work-life balance and you can't spend time with your family. I certainly believe in that, but you've got to really be in the mindset of making sacrifices early in your business and building it as quickly as possible to get a team to help you, because that's really when you're going to have a stable, reoccurring work and income environment that'll actually make you a business owner instead of self-employed. Have a great day, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for the demo, give us a call.